Hi guys, it's Brooke. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a fun one because I am filming this intro way later than when I first filmed this video. I realized as I'm editing it, it is currently May. This video is about to go out and I never filmed an intro for it, so here we are. Imagine this is Brooke, fall of 2025. Once again, it's May 2026. So, I have decided it's time to try using mohair yarn. Not only to try using mohair yarn, but also to try knitting a sweater from Knitting for Olive. I want to use Knitting for Olive's yarn and I want to make a sweater. So I decided to start slow because some of their patterns I think are a little far outside of my skill range. So I decided to make the Astrid sweater, which I think is very simple. It's very cute. It's a perfect everyday sweater and it seems to be easily modifiable. The aspect of the sweater I particularly liked is this curved hem at the bottom, which I thought was really cool. And the rest of it seems pretty standard. So I feel confident in my ability to do this, especially because it's May and I've done it. But last year Brooke didn't know. Anyway, that's what we're doing today. Like I said, I am going to be using Knitting for Olive yarn. I picked up their standard merino and their soft silk mohair in the colors petroleum green. Here is how it looks. I'm really happy with this color. So anyway, like I said, it's May 2026. I started this project in fall of 2025. So you know how long it's taken me and you'll see why it's taken me so long. And preemptively, it's not the pattern's fault that it took me this long. You'll see why, I'm not gonna explain. But anyway, yeah, this is the project we're doing today. We're knitting a sweater and let's flash back to fall of 2025 and get into it. So I went to Michael's yesterday and I grabbed some 4.5mm needles because I realized the gauge watch calls for 4.5mm and I've got 4, I've got 5, I've got 5.5, I've got 6, I've got 3.5, I've got 3.25, I've got 3. I don't have 4.5. So I went to Michael's and grabbed those and now I'm gonna work on this watch. I'm excited. I'm so scared about doing this because I'm scared of mohair. I'm scared. I'm afraid I'm gonna mess it up. And then I also know that mohair isn't very froggable, so just every mistake that I make in this project just gives me a little bit of stress, okay? Gives me a little bit of stress. I also don't know how I'm supposed to find the end of this mohair. How am I supposed to find the end here? Is this not terrifying to look at? I'm so scared. The nice thing about knitting with this mohair is that it's so fuzzy, I don't have to worry about my dog hair getting into it because it's just gonna look like it's part of the mohair. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but it is so fuzzy in real life. It's just gonna make life easier for me. When I knit with a very concise wool, I have to be constantly keeping an eye out for dog hair or my hair. But in this, it's just fuzzy. That's its natural state. So is it fuzz from the yarn? Is it fuzz from me? Is it fuzz from Ophelia? The world may never know, and it doesn't need to. Okay, I just finished my gauge watch. I was a little nervous at first because when you just have these two yarns around your finger while you're in the act of knitting, they feel really rough, I'm not gonna lie. So I was knitting it and I was like, haha, I'm afraid. This is nerve-wracking. This was expensive yarn. But when you've got it in the swatch, it's actually much better. So I'm happy about that. I will say it's not the softest. I hope it will become more soft after I wash it, but touching it now with my skin that I would say is a little more sensitive than the average person's, I would have to wear something underneath this. I would have to wear an underlayer, but that's pretty normal for me. I often have to wear something underneath my knits, whether I made it or whether I bought it, so that's nothing crazy, but just in case y'all are curious about this yarn, it's not the most soft thing ever, but I expect it'll soften after I wash it. So the swatch is complete. It is exactly 4 inches long, pre-blocked, which Okay, the finished swatch needs to be 4 inches long, 4 inches wide. It's exactly 4 inches long pre-blocking, so that's just something I need to keep in mind while I'm making the sweater, that it's going to gain some length after I block it. And then it's not quite 4 inches wide pre-blocking because it's curling, but if I were to actually block it properly, it would become perfectly 4 by 4 inches. So at this point, I'm done. I'm gonna get started on the actual thing. I always make myself do gauge swatches, but I never block them. I just pull on them and I'm like, hey, that's what it looked like blocked. It would meet it, done, we're good. So yeah, now I'm gonna get started on the actual thing. I don't know if I wanna try to frog this and use this yarn. I'm always pro frogging swatches. I always frog my swatches and reuse them, but I just don't know if that's possible here. So we'll see. Hello. Okay, clearly we're at Kelsey's now. Today was day one. If you're wondering what I brought here, I've been working on the bottom ribbing for the Astrid sweater, and I'm really happy with how this is turning out, except for I'm getting nervous because the first step is to do this ribbing pattern for 2.5 inches, and I'm at 2 inches. So I'm getting nervous because that means I have to do something after this. And I looked at the pattern and there are lots of acronyms, there's lots of shorthand, and I'm a little nervous. I'm gonna say it again, I'm nervous. So anyway, that's what I'm working on here. That's all, I guess. We did a little live stream where I was working on this, and there are a million stitch markers because it's a decrease row, and you're decreasing in a certain way on the ends, and then you're decreasing in a different way in the middle. 6 repeats on each end, so 12 in all, and then 14 in the middle. So I've got all these stitch markers, and this is what I was doing on live because I kept saying to myself, I really just need to work on this. Like, if I can just get through this section, it'll be fine. And guess what? It didn't work. I didn't do it right. I counted at the end, and right now, per the pattern, at the step I'm at right now, I'm supposed to have 2 stitches left. And I've got like 15, so something went wrong. I don't know what, but that's okay because if you've been here, you know I like to redo things. If I'm doing something complex, I usually like to redo it at least once. First time is me figuring out what's going on, and the second time is me actually doing it properly, because I feel like when I don't know what I'm doing and I'm just like doing literally 1 stitch at a time, it just doesn't look clean. So I like to redo it when I actually know what's going on, and then it turns out much nicer. So I'm gonna frog this row, and I'm probably not gonna try to do this again while I'm here. If I'm honest, I feel like I can't focus enough, and this is like 100% brain power needs to be focused on this. Hello, just wanted to give y'all an update on how this is going. Last time y'all saw me, I was visiting my friend Kelsey and I was working on the ribbing and really struggling, but last night I went to craft night at the library and check it. So this is what the ribbing's looking like. So the way this construction works is you do the ribbing and you do some German short rows and then you connect them. So last night at craft night, I just locked in and I was like, I need to do this right now or else I'm never gonna figure out how to do it. And it really wasn't that complicated. I at first thought that I was looking at the wrong size, and so I did it once and I had the wrong amount of stitches. So then I frogged it again and realized I was looking at the right size. I just wasn't counting my repeats correctly. So I fixed it. I did that interesting cast off row, and then I did a few rows of German short rows. As you can see it increasing there, and that was pretty fun. I was like, oh, I'm so nervous. It was fine. They're simple. If you haven't done it before, you're gonna be fine. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with how it's turning out, and I'm happy because I was nervous when I was doing the ribbing because I was like, this feels really scratchy. I think I told y'all that already, but it's much softer in the stockinette version, and oh, I mean, look at this color. I mean, look at this color. I'm so excited. So this piece, as you can tell, is done. I've completely cut it off. And now I'm starting on the other side, and I'm gonna do that exact same thing, and then we're gonna attach it somehow. I haven't read ahead, so I don't know what I'm gonna be doing, but I have a feeling this is gonna be much faster than the first time I did it. We all know, when you finally understand what you're doing, it's faster. So I think it's gonna be good. I just hope it's not like quality-wise better. Often, you know, the more you redo something, the better the quality gets. So I just hope there's not like a visible difference between the way that looks and the way this looks, because I'm not redoing that. Maybe that'll be the back, okay? Maybe it will be, who knows? I guess I should be grateful that I have nightmares all the time then, huh? Because if it is stress-induced, then I just have stress nightmares. I haven't graduated to the level of sleep paralysis yet, so I guess I'm grateful for that. I will take nightmares over sleep paralysis any day. Okay, it's the next day. Just wanted to provide an update on this. I'm sorry it's so dark. It's pouring rain. The short rows are complete. So this is what the front of the sweater looks like, and this is the back. It looks kind of crazy because it just looks crazy because there's a lot of stitches on one, but I'm pretty happy with it. I'm pretty happy with how it's turning out. I mildly worry the back's too long, but I think it'll look better when I've got some more inches on it, okay? This is mostly just, I just did rows of short rows over and over according to the pattern. So that's what the back's looking like. And now all I have to do is work in the round until I hit the portion for the sleeves. I'm pretty happy with it. If you're curious as to what the side seams are looking like, there's a little bit of gabbing right at the start. I think I'm just gonna use the ends to sew that shut. It doesn't really shock me or concern me that there is gapping. It's the first time I've tried this technique before, so I'm not too angry about it. And then this is what the other side looks like. So as you can see, a little bit of gapping, but nothing too crazy. And I'm really happy with how this is looking with the curved hem. I wasn't really sure how we were going to achieve this, but basically what we did is we picked up stitches along the ribbing, which I told you all about last night, but now I think you can clearly see it compared to yesterday where it was like one row of knitting. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. So now I'm just gonna work some stockinette. And if you're curious about the amount of yarn I've used, this is how much I've done, and I'm almost done with my first skein of both the mohair and the merino, so not bad. Yay! It didn't break and it didn't freak out and my stitches aren't twisted. I'm so happy. Okay, I don't know if I've done something, but this is not my size. This is too big. There's just no way. Like, I don't think. Also, I'm getting tangled in the yarn because it's still attached to the skein. But I just don't think that the pattern is meant to have this much excess. So I guess I'm gonna restart. I feel like I picked the right size, but maybe I didn't. Maybe previous Brooke thought she was gonna make a size down. I'm gonna look at the pattern and see if it's supposed to be oversized, but I don't think it's supposed to be this oversized. So yeah. Oh no, after all the broken needle challenges, I know, I was like, oh no, I need to restart. So I went to the store, I went to my local yarn store and I got some needles. So this is going much faster than last time. And I did throw that broken needle away, y'all will be happy to hear. And I accidentally bought these and they were really expensive and I thought they were gonna be very cheap. Hello, I've been working on this slowly but surely. As you saw yesterday, I did a YouTube live where I restarted the Astrid sweater. I'm feeling much better about this. Again, I don't really know what went wrong. I think maybe my tension changed a little bit or something. I don't know, I did a gauge swatch, but you know, things happen. So yesterday I cast it on for one size smaller and I'm working on the ribbing right now and we're getting pretty close to being done. I'm actually gonna do the ribbing correctly this time. I didn't realize. Last time I misread the pattern and I thought the ribbing had to be 2.5 inches, but it's actually 2 3/4. So I'm working on that now and as you can tell, I'm getting pretty close to the decrease rows and things like that, but I'm just excited about this again. Honestly, I was pretty upset having to frog it, as you know. Frogging's kind of frustrating sometimes, but I'm feeling much better now and I just know the finished product is going to be much more polished now that I really understand what's going on and I'm excited to keep going. So yeah, this is where we're at. Wanted to give you all an update. Hobby cotton's really nice. The Lion brand Kobu cotton's nice. Some people do Lily Sugar and Cream for like crop tops and stuff like that. If you're doing winter stuff and you want to do an acrylic, I really like Loops and Threads Impeccable acrylic. That's like my favorite acrylic. Big Twist is also pretty good, but it's not as soft. Some of Lion brand's acrylics are pretty soft as well. Let's see, Hobby acrylic is very soft. I just put it on needles. No, I didn't do that. I put it on yarn. Anyway, I'm scared. I'm in danger. I'm so scared. Y'all, I'm so scared. If I have to frog this one more time, I'm gonna close my eyes. It feels very big. It feels very big. And I know it's supposed to be oversized. Like, it's like a drop shoulder. Like, more than this t-shirt is. Maybe it is about, no, it's more than what this t-shirt. No, I think it's about this t-shirt. So, like, it's maybe a little more. I don't know. I don't know if I should, like, oh my god, it feels huge. Okay. Okay. Let's do this, because it's supposed to be a drop shoulder, so, like, let's just do this. If you're watching this Knitting for Olive, I'm so sorry. This is, like, a personal issue. This is, like, not you. Like, am I doing something wrong? Like, am I misunderstanding this pattern? I don't know. Anyway, this feels wrong. If you're curious, I just looked up the pattern and I did some math and realized that the front panel, like one half of it's supposed to be 21.25 inches and this is 23. So I don't understand what I'm doing. I've never had this issue before. I think I should measure the gauge on here. Like, maybe I loosen my gauge like crazy. I'm just so confused why these keep coming out so big. Hello. Okay. I don't know how much I filmed because this project has just been what it's been, but I ended up sizing down my needles. So now I'm doing the whole thing in 3.5mm needles to see if that works. I need to actually try it on, but the reason why I haven't made more progress than this is that I combined my panels to make it in the round. I started doing my German short rows and I realized it's twisted. So I'm gonna have to redo this, which is quite frustrating, but I need to take it off the needles and try it on and see if it's a good size, though I'm pretty sure that it is. I'm about to leave to go to Texas for a few weeks for Christmas, so I'm hopefully gonna work on this while I'm there once I'm done with the Christmas gifts. But I think this is a good size. I mean, it's really small because right now it's on a cord, but like, I think it's gonna be a good size. So we'll see. Hello, full disclosure, it's January 2026 and I have not knitted or crocheted in several weeks, I think. The minute I finished my Christmas gifts, I was like, okay, I'm done. I haven't touched anything in weeks, and honestly, it's been a really great break. But because of that, I haven't worked on my Astrid sweater in so long. I don't remember the last update I gave you, but the most recent update for me is that I have officially tried it on, and it's a good width, so I'm really happy about that. But I don't know if I told you, project is twisted. So I need to separate this into 2 panels and combine it again. I think it'll be fine. I don't think it'll take that long. I'm gonna try to do it at some point today because I'm gonna do a live this afternoon. And that's kind of difficult to do on live, so hopefully I can get it done before then. But yeah, I'm feeling happy about this. I know this project has been like really stressful, probably just as stressful for you to watch as it is for me to be dealing with all the issues I've been having, but I think I finally figured it out. So sorry, the camera battery died, but anyway. So I'm going to frog a couple rows, separate it into 2 panels, put it back together, and then, in theory, we're good to go, because at that point, it's just plain stockinette until you get closer to the top, so. Are we finally out of a stressful period? I don't know. Let's see. I'm gonna watch them in like episode order 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I know that's illegal and I'm so sorry, but that's how I do it because I grew up around the prequels and I will have no shame. Hot Anakin for life. just went live, as you saw, and I think I've done it. I have combined my panels, I put them in the round, so I'm just gonna show you, here's my evidence, right? It's like there's yarn everywhere, but if you look, there's my join. Here's the front. We're looking at the front. Looking at the front. Here's the other join. I don't want to pull on it too tight. And then here's the front. So guys, I think I've officially done it, which means all we need to do, basically next, we do a bunch of short rows to work for the back. But that does not look twisted to me. And if it is twisted, I'm probably gonna quit, so. Okay, hello. Wanted to give y'all an update. I don't remember the last time I talked about this, but we're fine. I combined my panels to make them in the round while I was on that live, and now basically all I have to do is knit in the round until it reaches like shoulder, like armpit area, I believe. So I'm feeling pretty good about it. The short rows look great. So it's kind of hard to tell while it's on the cord, but this side's the front. This side is the back. This side's a little longer. And I'm just really loving how it's turning out. These side seams look good. The first like connecting stitch, for some reason, as I've done this like 4 different times, this stitch is always loose, so I'm gonna have to go back and probably sew it a little tighter. A little bit of duplicate stitching never hurt anybody. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with how this is going. As y'all saw in previous clips, I frogged all my other versions of this. So now I've just got a bunch of balls of the combined mohair and wool, which is exciting because now I don't have to hold 2 different things while I'm working on this. So guys, I feel like we made it through the trenches. We made it through the trenches and now we're on the other side. And I'm hoping now we don't have any more issues with the sweater because most of the issues were sizing and me being dumb, like twisting my project while it was in the round. So I'm feeling hopeful and happy and excited about this one. Probably just gonna try and get better at yarn spinning this weekend because I suck at it. I just started today. Practice makes perfect. You got this. You know what? You know who you're better at than yarn spinning? Me. And all the other people who are too scared and or don't want to or don't want to try. So you're on it. You got this. I'll say it. Days are getting longer. I've noticed it's not black outside at 4 p.m. Like the sun is going down at 4 p.m. instead of being completely set. Isn't that crazy? Have y'all noticed it too? Okay, so here's the thing. I've actually been working on this for a while. I worked on this all weekend, but I didn't film anything. So I thought I'd just show y'all where I'm at. Here is the front. Cute. And here is the back. I've done the back left and now I need to do the back right. So I'm like, kind of really almost done. Here's what it's looking like. So sorry I didn't show you any of that. I just kind of locked in. I was listening to a book. I got really into it and yeah, here we are. But now I'm going to do a little YouTube live and finish the back right panel and then hopefully sew these up. I'm not quite sure if I'll be able to because I need to mattress stitch them. And that's something that I can not do while I'm talking. Like I have to be so focused on my mattress stitch because I'm very likely to mess it up. But yeah, here's where we're at. Sorry I didn't show you anything. Now I'm gonna go live. I'm also a little concerned because we have to move in a few months and we have to change internet carriers, and I'm really concerned that it's gonna make everything so much worse. Not even just for this, like no offense to y'all, I'm thinking about work. Like I work from my house. The Wi-Fi has to be good. So I'm gonna live at the coffee shop. All right, guys. I almost just pulled my needles out. They're in the other strap. I literally cannot pull on that. That's actually crazy. I almost just did that. Okay, first I'm gonna show the vlog and then I'll show y'all. Here's the seam. Definitely not perfect, but I'm really bad at Kitchener stitch, so I'm not expecting it to be perfect. So, you know, there you go. Hello, it's 7 in the morning, but I wanted to show y'all. So, as you can see, it fits really well. I'm hoping when I block it, it gets a little wider and a little longer because it's a little snug at the moment. But yeah, this is the fit. It fits really well. Hopefully when I block it, it gets a little longer and a little wider. Besides that, I'm very happy with it. Later that same day, I'm now going to cast on for the sleeves. I always do it with a crochet hook and then transfer it onto my needles. I'm not good at casting on. Yeah? I'm not good at casting on with just the needles, so let's do it. I'm not kidding when I say I just picked up the stitches around my armhole and I got them right on the first try. 78 stitches, exactly. That was crazy. But anyway, now I'm gonna start working on the sleeve, and I was wondering because I could tell we're about to do German short rows, and I was like, why are we doing German short rows? We are doing German short rows because we're working more around the top than the bottom, which makes sense because I feel like some sweaters do end up having a lot of fabric down here in bulk. So this is a really interesting way to make sure that you're going over the top of your shoulder and you don't have a bunch of fabric underneath your armpit. So I'm excited about that. And of course, you know, the flights are still crazy, and also hotels are crazy. I've never had this much issue booking a hotel, so we'll see how it goes. But in the grand scheme of things, there's no way to make this happen, but I would love to go to a local yarn store while I'm there and start my tradition of getting some sock yarn when I travel. So we'll see if I make it happen. I definitely won't be able to, but who knows? I won't, but I'm gonna say I'll try. We've been having like kind of the dramatic spring weather where it goes from perfect like 70 degrees Fahrenheit and sunny to extreme rain thunderstorms in approximately like 2 minutes. It's crazy. Hello, guess what? I'm in pajamas and I spent yesterday all evening weaving in my ends for this sweater. Brooke, why'd you have so many? Because this was sweater, what, number 3 or 4, okay? I went through so many different iterations that there were so many different pieces of yarn connected together to make this bad boy. So many ends I had to weave in. But anyway, we made it. I'm gonna try it on here with you for the first time. Reminder, this has not been blocked. I know that when I block it, I want it to gain some width. Here's how it looks. Not blocked. Okay, so yes, obviously we do need some length on the arms. Ideally, we get some length on the back as well. A little bit of length, and then I hope we get some width. It's a little too snug for my liking, and also because the body fits so snugly, there's kind of this weird like bump when you get to the ribbing. If you look at the way the sweater is meant to fit, it's supposed to be oversized, and y'all know, you've watched this whole video, you've watched this whole friggin' 3-hour-long video, you know that I redid the sweater over and over and over again. So obviously the fit is not how it's supposed to be because for some reason I just couldn't make it work. It is also a little bit itchy, so I'm hoping that when I block it, it softens up. So 3 things we want. 1, length. 2, width. 3, softening in general. This was a labor of love. This was a labor of love. So it better be good once we wash it or else I'll probably freak out. Last looks, sweater before we've blocked it. I might even have to add length after I block it to the sleeves. I don't know. Anyway, I'm just gonna stop talking. Sweater. Let's go. This sweater and this project, man, I can't deal. I'm literally filming this outro the day I'm uploading this video because the outro I filmed a week ago got corrupted, so I couldn't use it. Anyway, here's the finished sweater. I am very happy with how it turned out. As you can probably tell, the arms got much longer, so now they're actually the perfect length. The body of the sweater also gained a little bit of length. Now it hits like right at my hip bones, which is nice. And it did get a little wider. So even though it's still a pretty snug fitting sweater, it doesn't feel like I'm being suffocated. You know, it doesn't feel like a bodycon sweater. It feels like an appropriately fitted sweater. So overall, I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. I don't know what else to say. It is still a little bit itchy, as most slightly itchy sweaters are. It's the most itchy when I'm like moving around and doing this. When I'm just kind of sitting, like I wore this at work the other day and it was totally fine while I was working because I'm mostly just on the computer and stuff like that. So I might try to see if there's a way I can soften this yarn, but overall I think it'll be okay. For most of my sweaters, I wear something underneath anyway, at least like a tank top. My torso is where I feel the most sensitive to itchy fabrics, not as much my arms. So I'll probably just wear a tank top underneath it and I think it'll be okay. Was it a labor of love? Yes. Did it take a long time? Yes. But sometimes, you know, in life, you just gotta work your way through things and persevere, and then you get to a finished product that you enjoy. Overall, I'm happy with it. I do think I'll probably end up making the sweater pattern again because I feel like it's just a good, classic, simple knit sweater. I really enjoy, as y'all know, the curved hem, which was like the main reason I did this. I really like the German short rows on the back to make it a little bit longer. I love the German short rows on the arm so that there's not as much bulk underneath the armpit. I like the style of ribbing, which isn't your classic 2x2 or 1x1. It's like a 2x3. So there's more purl rows than knit rows. I think it's just a slight tweak on a normal ribbing that I think ended up looking really polished and professional, so I enjoyed that. One thing I would change about this that I kind of learned about recently that I've never heard of before are bust darts, because people with a bust, what happens is that the center ends up riding up like this. Like if I'm wearing this with pants, you're gonna constantly see this right here because I've got a bust that's taking up room. And I've been seeing someone post about, I think it's called the mochi vest or the mochi slipover, which is just a classic vest, and it has bust darts so that when you turn to the side, your sweater doesn't go up. So you don't have this little peak of stomach or waistband or whatever you have underneath your sweater showing. It's a dart, or it's like German short rows across the bust to make the bust longer so that it rests evenly. So I think if I did this again, I would try to look up how to do that and work that in. I think I'll probably try to incorporate that into most sweaters moving forward, because I always have this issue where it rises up, which sometimes I think is kind of cute, but sometimes in something like this, which is a little more fitted, I feel like I don't like it as much. Like I'm constantly pulling it down. But in a more oversized, like slouchy kind of finished product, I don't mind the way that looks because I feel like it just kind of looks, I don't know, casual and fun. But yeah, overall, very happy with how the sweater turned out. And I hope I didn't put any of you off on knitting for all of yarn or sweater, because I would recommend all of it. I will say, if you have really sensitive skin, I would not buy this yarn. This is, like I said, fine for me, but I'm gonna have to adapt a little bit. If you're one of those people who's like, I wanna just wear the sweater on my skin, I don't wanna have an underlayer, I don't wanna have to do anything like that, I would not recommend this. If you're someone who has like average skin sensitivity, I would recommend it because it was a good quality yarn and I love their colorway, you know, it's a small business, all that good stuff. But just know, it's the tiniest bit scratchy. Like already, when I first put this on, I was like, oh, it's a little bit scratchy, and already I'm like, okay, I don't notice it anymore. I feel like when you first put it on, you're like, whoa, because I put it on from, what was I wearing before this? Like a cotton t-shirt, you know what I mean? That's super, super soft. So it's just a little bit different, a little bit of a different fiber. So that's something to keep in mind. And of course, I always recommend knitting for olive patterns. I'm actually about to cast on for her Holly sweater. I really want to work on that this year. And I also worked on the Lima tank top. Y'all know that, I talk about that all the time. So I would recommend their patterns as well. All of this stuff with it going wrong, it was all me, and that's okay. Sometimes we just need a little extra help or a few more tries before we get it right. So overall, I'm happy. Thank you all for joining me along this journey. I know this is a really long video because I've spent all morning finishing it up and getting it ready to upload. So thank y'all for watching. If you made it this far in the video, put a blue heart in the comments. Blue for the color of this yarn, I guess, even though it's kind of teal. Blue or green hearts, I guess, whatever y'all like. And that's gonna be all for this video. Thank y'all so much for watching. I'll see y'all next time. Bye.